We'd like to welcome everyone out to our council meeting today, October 2nd, 2018. First, there's no minutes, correct?
Time ran out.
Okay. Yeah, time ran out. So we will open our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked one of our citizens, Kathleen Stanford, if she'll lead us in that. Thank you, Kathleen.
Could you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kathleen. Special recognition. Our first one is consider a joint resolution of the mayor and municipal council of Murray, City, Utah to designate and support the week of October 7th through the 13th, 2018 as Fire Prevention Week. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's my privilege to read the joint resolution of the mayor and council this evening to designate and support the week of October 7th through 13th, 2018 as Fire Prevention Week. Excuse me. Whereas the city of Murray, Utah is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those in Murray City and acknowledge that fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas fire departments in the United States responded to 352,000 home fires in 2016, resulting in 2,735 deaths. And whereas most U.S. fire deaths, in fact 4 out of 5, occur at home each year. And whereas Murray residents should identify places in their home where fires can start and eliminate those hazards. And whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in a home fire in half. Murray residents should install smoke alarms in every sleeping room, outside each separate sleeping area, on every level of the home, and ensure all batteries are functional. And whereas Murray City residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas the Murray Fire Department is dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2018 Fire Prevention Week theme, Look, Listen, Learn, Be Aware Fires Can Happen Anywhere, effectively serves to remind us that we need to take personal steps to increase our safety from fire. Therefore, we do hereby proclaim October 17th through 13th, 2018 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this city and urge all the people of Murray to be aware of their surroundings, look for available ways out in the event of a fire or other emergency, respond when the smoke alarm sounds by exiting the building immediately, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of the Murray Fire Department during Fire Prevention Week 2018. And that's the resolution. Look for a
Motion. Thank you, Mayor.
Actually, I'll let you look for a motion.
Well, I appreciate you kind of giving me confidence that that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm just kidding. Thank you. So if there's questions for Mayor, go ahead and ask. If not, we'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution to designate and support the week of October 7th to the 13th, 2018 is Fire Prevention Week.
I'll second that.
Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Mayor. Stay there.
Thank you. I am staying here. I'm not done. I want to invite
Joey.
Yeah. I was going to say Chief Middleman, and Joey just round.
It's the truth, isn't it?
I'm very much a kid, and I appreciate Joey.
Along with Assistant Chief Dykeman, let them take a few minutes and explain what activities they're talking about and what they'll be doing during Fire Prevention Week. But first, I want to give you this copy of this resolution. Thank you.
All right, council and audience, thanks for the opportunity just for a minute or two here on fire prevention. If you do look back, as the resolution states, what strides we've made over the past 100 years, let alone just the past 10 to 15 years on those strides of fire prevention. And it's thanks to folks like Mike Dykeman, Chief Dykeman, and then George and Pat in the fire prevention that spend endless hours as far as following through with business inspections and our fire prevention from sprinkler systems, which will be a fantastic upgrade, by the way, eventually with our new city hall to keep you guys safer as well. And so we thank you guys for the support. To give you guys a real brief overview, George and Pat go through every plan review within the city as it goes through as needed, and they're catching things that will keep our businesses in business, which you guys know how important that is. The other key thing that they reach out is through our Fire Safe program for the acronym SAFE, and then also our CERT programs within the city. And these, I can't tell you how many times I'm going home at night, just from my short stint on days, and I see George out there with a bunch of great citizens, and they're out putting out fires, which I'm like, hey, that's taking away business here. But it's such a great thing that he does with our extinguishers and our training that he does. And same thing with Pat on his end, with being out with our plan reviews. And so Dykeman has, set this system up really well. So to give you an idea, we have 9 elementary schools within our city. And those 9 elementary schools this year, we're going to reach out to all 9 of them, to the second graders, and hopefully start a great new tradition this year. And we're going to be doing assembly starting from the 8th, clear through that week. And so this is where you guys are now my elementary schoolers. If you guys weren't aware, I told you were in for something at the Committee on the Whole. And so George has a little bit of an assignment for you.
He's done it.
You've already got it. Oh, see? Here I was. So that assignment there, you guys either have kids, because you might look older than me, but you're the same age as me.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have kids, you got grandkids, you got neighbors, your assignment is to go out and reach out to folks and utilize that packet that's in front of you and get our homes just a little bit safer with an escape plan. There's 2 games within there, and then also just some great information to reach out. You have your little pencil and eraser, so we've got you utensils to utilize, and you've got to report back. The downside is I don't know as if I'll have time at the next council meeting, so you're going to have to report back when you see me next instead. So other than that, Mayor, Council, thank you very much. I sure appreciate your time and effort that you guys spend with the fire department. And also, one more plug, is our fires go down, EMS is going up, and you guys have a little notepad. We'll pass those out as you see fitting.
We got them.
And that's from our medical department and Chad there. So thank you.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Yes.
Will these elementary school lessons that you'll be giving, will they be taking any materials home with them?
So yeah, what I'm going to reach out to the teachers at this, and the teachers actually already have that packet, but we're going to be printing them out and bringing them in.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of them all said, oh yeah, I'm going to follow up with your homework, so they should be going home with that.
Oh,
and then
great.
it'll be an assignment with it, as well as I didn't mention the Heritage Center. We'll be doing smoke alarm testing with the Heritage Center with our older population to reach out and hopefully help those guys out with battery changes, new smoke alarms, because smoke alarms are really only good for about 10 years, and then they've got to be switched out. So give me a holler. I'll come and help you out at your house.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joey, now doesn't he seem like a Joey? He's just absolutely he's a Joey. He'll be Joey even in 50 years when he's 70.
Yeah, my little boy's name's Joe. I'm sure he's going to be a much better man.
That's right. Exactly.
And if you need kids, by the way, I've got 6 of them, and I'll pass them out to you. So.
Yeah. I don't know about the rest of them, but I have enough. But anyway, but thank you. That was great. Okay. We'll move forward, Mayor Camp, again to Number 2, special recognition. Consider a joint resolution of the mayor and the municipal council of Murray City, Utah, declaring October 15th through 17th, 2018 as Substance Abuse and Violence Prevention Ribbon Week. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. We have here this evening from the Murray School District, Deb Ashton and Darren Dean, who I'll invite up in just a moment. I won't make them stand up here while I read this resolution. You're welcome. This is a joint resolution of the mayor and the municipal council of Murray City, Utah, declaring October 15th through 17th, 2018, as Substance Abuse and Violence Prevention Ribbon Week. Are those the right dates, 15th through 17th? That's 3 days, is that right? Okay. It's a short week. Okay, all right. Be it resolved by the mayor and the municipal council of Murray City as follows. Whereas the National Ribbon Campaign will be celebrated in every community in the United States during Ribbon Week, October 15th through 17th, 2018, and whereas the National Drug-Free Federation of Parents and Youth are coordinating the prevention campaign in a united effort in the state of Utah during October 15th through 17th, 2018. And whereas students, parents, and community members will discuss, identify, and implement healthy resiliency skills and strategies to promote the theme, Life is Your Journey, Travel Drug-Free. Whereas students, parents, and community members will recognize problem behaviors associated with substance abuse and violence, including child abuse and domestic violence, delinquency and law enforcement involvement, school dropout and unemployment, health and behavioral health issues, teen pregnancy, anxiety, and depression. Whereas, and most importantly, we will focus on identifying healthy resiliency schools, school, family, community supports, and resources to promote optimal health and wellness. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the mayor and Murray City Municipal Council, do hereby declare and support October 15th through 17th as Substance Abuse and Violence Prevention Ribbon Week.
Thank you. Any questions for the mayor, or if not, we'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve a joint resolution declaring October 15th through 17th, 2018 as Substance Abuse and Violence Prevention Ribbon Week.
I'll second.
Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you. So I'd like to invite Deb and Darren to come up and make a brief presentation. I'm really happy to have them here this evening. The school district is doing some amazing things to help with these very serious social issues that our kids are facing. So first of all, I want to thank you and present you with this.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, council members, for taking the time tonight where we can just review some of the highlights of our upcoming Red Ribbon Week. One of the things that we have done in the past is we've looked at a lot of the use rates and problem behaviors that students exhibit, which we're all kind of experts on that, so we have something uplifting this time. I'm going to hand that out. And this document that you'll have in front of you here in just a moment lists protective factors that guard and buffer against problem behaviors. And when you receive that form, there are 4 areas of a child's life and really of an adult's life. And up at the top, you can see the problem behaviors of substance abuse, delinquency, risky sexual behavior, school dropout, violence, depression, and anxiety. And what's exciting for us is to take a look at the protective factors and the skills that we can help students learn in the schools that will guard against these problem behaviors. The definitions are on the opposite side, on the other side of the page. And at the bottom, it lists some of the studies where they've been able to determine looking at the protective factors really makes a difference with use rates and problem behaviors. So We have a lot of programs in the school district, new programs and strengthening, some of the programs we've had in the past to really help students learn what we call resiliency skills, making healthy choices, navigating stressful life decisions, and keeping them in school so that they can graduate and move on to more training for their career and college if that's the direction that they'd like to go.
That's great.
So I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Dean.
Thank you for just a minute to speak here. I appreciate it, Mayor and council members. Deb kind of hit the nail on the head there. We're working a lot with resiliency skills with our kids, social emotional learning, starting down in the elementary schools. We've been increasing our efforts with more mentors, using grant funding and student advocates to help our students. And then there's been a significant effort by the schools themselves to make sure that there's a lot of pro-social opportunities for these kids to bond with their schools. And so we feel like we're making some good progress. We have a ways to go. We're always going to be battling substance abuse and violence and those things, but we're trying to make sure that our schools, the schools in the Murray City School District, are the most positive schools that they can be, in a place where you as community members and parents are proud to have your children go. So we thank you for your support.
Thank you. We're, I consider us a really blessed city, having a great friendship with the school district. We all always had that with the city, and I've talked to other cities that don't have that with their school districts, and so we consider ourselves lucky. And in fact, tomorrow's one of our combined meetings with the school district. So thank you very much for all that you do. We really appreciate it, and we know it makes a huge impact. So thank you.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to citizen comments. If you have any citizen comments, you're welcome to come forward. I'm not going to go into all this stuff and tell. Is there anyone here for citizen comments? Okay, I won't tell you what you have to do if you're going to comment. So we'll just open that up. Yeah, in that case, yeah. We'll keep it open. No one. Okay, if there's no one, we'll close citizen comments and go to business item number 1. Consider an ordinance amending section 13.08.120 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to daytime landscaping watering. Danny Astle. Welcome, Danny.
Thank you, Council and Mayor. Appreciate the time. This is something that we've been working on for a while. This is something that we've also been trying to encourage over quite a few years with our citizens through all of our educational materials. But it's time that we put it in ordinance form and made it more formal and really started to strongly encourage. We've had you adopt a tier rates billing, and that's also helped, and we've seen quite a bit of conservation take place. But this is just one more piece of that of our toolkit that we would like to move forward with. So what you have before you is amending the ordinance allowing this to take place.
Any questions for Danny? If not, we'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion to adopt the ordinance amending section 13.08.120 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to daytime landscaping watering.
I'll second.
Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. We had a spider just crawling around, and the tough guy I am, I looked at Diane and looked like, get it.
But he did.
Sorry, we were a little off there. I thought this thing was going to get me. Okay, thank you very much. Wow, I'm brave, aren't I? Oh, Cindy does that in our home. Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you, Danny. We appreciate it. Business item number 2, consider a resolution accepting donation of interpretive signs from the Jordan River Foundation to be placed along the Jordan River Parkway Trail. Kim Sorensen. And Kim just talked about this in our committee of the whole meeting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Council. Yes, this is to consider a resolution to consider accepting a donation from the Jordan River Foundation for 2 interpretive signs. The interpretive signs will be placed at the Nature Center area. Once they're in place, they will become the property of Murray City. Any questions?
Well, yeah, I think you answered our questions in the committee of the whole, but if you have any questions for Kim, this is the time. If there's no questions, we'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion we adopt the resolution accepting donation of interpretive signs from the Jordan River Foundation to be placed along the Jordan River Parkway Trail.
I'll second.
Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, we'll turn the time over to the mayor.
Okay, thank you. A few items this evening for the information of the council and for the public. We have received 7 responses to our Parks and Recreation Master Plan RFP. Looks like we'll be able to do that within the budget that was allotted for that. The proposals will be reviewed in the upcoming weeks, and a selection will be made on who will be doing that. But so we did get a good response, and it's within budget, looks like. So. Also, there are some cleanup projects, just for your information, scheduled this week in different areas of the city. On Thursday and Friday, starting at 8 a.m., there will be a cleanup near Big Cottonwood Creek, adjacent to the Fireclay Park. And it's sponsored by employees of Landmark Hospital, and additional volunteers are welcome. So if anyone in the community would like to volunteer Thursday or Friday down by the Landmark Hospital. Also on Saturday, the Interact Club from the Murray High School, they have plans to clean up along Little Cottonwood Creek in the area between the Police Training Center and the Power Department. I was involved in that with them last year. We did a lot of cleanup, 2 large dumpsters full of refuse from the homeless camps down there, and it looks like it's going to be at least that much again this year. Also, for your information, the ambulance that was dispatched to assist with the Pole Creek fire has returned, and we don't have any resources down there now, and with a little luck, we'll get some rain. Also, I'm glad the fire department stayed here, because I wanted to make sure and that everyone knows about the groundbreaking ceremony scheduled for the new fire station. It will be held on October 16th at 11:30 a.m. And so we're excited for that, and look forward to starting that project.
Thank you.
Just a quick update on road projects. The overlay on 6600 South is nearing completion. Turned out very well if you go down that way. The only hiccup is the bridge, but we didn't have the budget to fix the bridge, but the rest of the road is in really good shape now. The overlay on Twin Willows Drive and Twin Willows Circle is complete. The water line work on 45th South is complete, and the overlay work will begin this week on that. So good news for you, Jim. And also, work is underway on Daisy Lane, and we've received at least one call from a resident on Daisy Lane expressing the appreciation for the great job that our crew's doing down there and communicating with the residents and what's going on. And we've been hearing that from a number of different areas where our crews have been out working, our public works crews on streets and water and so forth. We've been getting more compliments than complaints from the residents, so that's a really good thing. And finally, the library recently started the Discover program, which is a program for special needs adults that want to work on craft projects. And apparently that's a real need in our community, and our library staff is helping to fill some of that need. The next event is scheduled for Tuesday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. So just something else that our library is doing to add value to the community. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor?
No questions. One quick comment because the fire department's still here, and I'll steal my wife's thunder. As some of you may know, she was heavily involved in a program to try and raise money for an after-school program at Parkside Elementary for children whose parents work. And it was a large group of parents of current and former students at Parkside put together what amounted to a antiques, art, and general yard sale that was held last Saturday before this last one. Yeah, on September 22nd, over at the new medical buildings. And I wanted to thank the fire department, particularly Mike and George. They did the cooking. They were there to grill hamburgers and hot dogs. If memory served, it was somewhere between 275, 300 meals that they cooked and sold for $5 a piece as part of the fundraiser. These women, it was amazing. You know, nobody having experience of doing this had, in their wildest dreams, had hoped to raise $5,000 in the yard sale. They made $11,400. And then with other donations after expenses, the ultimate goal was to get $20,000 to run the program for the year. They made $21,200. $212.39. A former city councilman would have said that was spurious accuracy, but again, we had a lot of firefighters there supporting. Some of you spent money, which was wonderful, and even more to the point, when the winds came up and the canopies were attempting to migrate north, they were there to help people scramble to take them down. So very involved, all of you, and just wanted to say, for the record, thanks. You were a big contributor to the success.
Before you adjourn, Mr. Chairman, may I take a moment?
Sure, of course.
I just want to take a moment, since it's the last meeting he'll be attending. I just want to thank Tim Tingey for the wonderful job he's done for this city, and taking care of us as council members to make sure that we've been briefed properly and we know how to make the right decision. I think you've done a great job, Tim, and you've initiated some tremendous projects that you've overseen the beginning of, and they'll take us into the next few years, really help Murray grow, development of the downtown city center, the new city hall, other RDA developments that we could name, but that you're all familiar with. So I'm sure I'm not the last one to tell you thank you, but I just wanted to let you know how much I've appreciated your leadership.
Yep, I think we all agree with that. You were going to stay until you got this, till we're one meeting a month, I thought. You're going to 4 meetings a month, from what I hear, but you like meetings, so you'll probably like 4 meetings a month, so. Lots of slide presentations. Jan beat me to it, but thank you for that, and also thank you, Jennifer. That was wonderful, the project you did. Thanks for sharing that, Jim. Anything else? Okay. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it. We're adjourned.